instruments to master, tools to explore. Let your imagination soar like never before. AI Tool Time with Rick McCarley, where your digital dreams come true.
One. Ignition.
Okay, so I'm here with my son Noah. Say hi. And we are going to make a Halloween-themed Suno song. I'm going to show you just how easy it is. So Noah, we're on Suno. What do you want the song to be about?
Happy pumpkins.
Happy pumpkins. And what type of style do you want?
Happy style.
Happy style. So like pop?
I mean rock and roll.
Oh, rock and roll style. Okay. So we're going to say inspiration, rock and roll.
Inspiration, rock and roll. Inspiration, rock and roll.
And so I am just going to hit create a Happy Pumpkin rock and roll song.
Is it creating?
It is creating.
I want to see what it looks like.
And just that quickly, we have a Suno song. So here is the world premiere of Happy Pumpkins. And it goes on like that. What do you think of your song, Noah?
Good.
Yeah.
I want to see the video.
Good job.
Oh my God, that's fabulous. Oh, that's so beautiful, Brandon. Oh,
Yeah, and it was a little quiet, but I couldn't help capture his expression there.
I mean, he's dancing, man. He's got, oh man, he's a better dancer than you are. Probably me too.
So if you search on Suno for Happy Pumpkins by Brandon AI, that's where.
That's right. Because later you're going to show how you're putting the music out there, so you can make your stuff public or private. Right now, you can see like I've got this song here. This is a headless man in a topless bar. It's another song. Actually, it's queued up. I guess I could play a little bit of it. It's kind of a weird song. It actually is. All of my songs come from really weird places. There was actually the favorite headline for journalists was "Headless Man Found in Topless Bar." It was one of those tabloid headlines that we actually had in the Miami Herald newsroom. We just like put it up there because it's such a bizarre thing. Headless man. So he was decapitated while he's in a topless bar, which just seems weird. But to kind of give you a tour of what Suno is, you can take a look at Suno itself, and this is the Suno Studio, so you can explore that, learn more about it. You could take a look at everybody's music. So you instantly, hopefully this is not going to slow down on me. I have had this happen a few times when I share it. Let's see if it loads up. Come on, you can do it. There we go. So you can create in Suno Studio, and you can come up with your ideas. And oh, there you go. Now it's there. There you go. So it's a complete workstation for you. So you can create in Studio, or you can just make a simple song. So let me take you through the process. So here's one of my songs, and it plays here. If you click on this, you'll see all the words for the music is here. And then you typically have to have a description that you create. So a man, deep, smoky voice, sensually sings slowly, rich in smoky bar, eerie, theremin. I wanted a theremin. There's this weird instrument called a theremin, which is like electronic signal between two things, right? In a smoky bar, hum stand-up bass, piano, mystery, sensual sounds, right? And then you add a caption and everything else. Then you can upload it. You can even share it. You can do a bunch of stuff. In fact, right here, I can download the song as an MP3, as a video, which is what we saw earlier. And that means it's going to have your actual words and lyrics on there. So if you share the MP4, you can post it to your YouTube channel. And I think that's what Brandon's going to show us a little bit later. And then you can go in the details. You can change it, make it public or not. Everything I've done so far, except for maybe 5 songs, is private, just because I'm getting copyrighted. I'm still working on them. I don't want to release. I release them to my friends so that they can do that. Stems, including MIDI. So musical interface, digital interface. So it's basically the ability to say to a musical instrument, a MIDI device, that here's where the note is. It's an ABC note, right? And then it sends a signal to a keyboard, which could then play a symphonic note or a sample of any instrument you want. You can create and make a persona, so I can actually clone my voice as I've done before, remaster a song, or put it on Suno Radio. It's their own radio station. In fact, they have it here. You can listen to that. You can add it to a playlist, which I've got a lot of those. Add it to the queue. We can remix and edit it. So edit it in Studio or edit in Pro, which means you can go down to the word and one note and actually pitch it up and down and do all kinds of cool stuff. So you can crop it. You can replace the screen. All of this for basically $8 a month. I think I'm paying for the $14 a month or so to be able to make, I think, somewhere upwards of 1,000 songs a week. It's kind of nuts. And the songs are very quick. So let me just go ahead and make a new song so you get it. You can go here and hit create. And then you could just say you want a rock and roll song. Okay. So I'm just going to say rock and roll. And then let's have it Barber Shop. QUARTET quartet. And then I'm going to say, and so then I could do that. And then I can come in and make my own custom lyrics. So I would actually copy and paste in my lyrics there. And there's my style. I should have copied that style. So a simple one, I could just say this, and then you can say, be an instrumental. No, I don't want that. But I could just say that alone and roll the dice. And it's actually going to make, sorry about that. I kind of messed up. Sleepy song about a barbecue with friends. All right, why not? So I'm going to go create that. And this is what I call slop. This is the epitome of slop. So I'm going to create it, and you'll see it's going to pop up here in about, it's making 2 at all times. And then without doing anything. Now, how do I actually work? And while that's going on, I'm going to show you my song here. And this is the way that I do it. So I could come in here and change this song. So here's the one that has the full styles. So there's the whole style. So what I typically do is I start in ChatGPT. I get the style and everything showing up here. And then I can add a caption to the picture. I can go and edit the picture itself. Like music.
She came to town one shadow night with silver in her eyes. Said, I'm progress, baby, sign right here, I'll make a spirit rise. She smelled of neon thunder and whispered like a dream. Cheaper, better, faster love, I'll make your whole world gleam. But I said, no deal, lady. Keep your golden coat. I'll walk barefoot through Walden Pond, where the still cool waters flow. You can tempt me with your lightning, but you can't buy my soul. I'll use your fire to light my way, not burn what makes me whole.
So it's basically Devil Went Down to Georgia. This is literally what I did. I go to ChatGPT. I want a song that sort of Devil Went Down to Georgia, but it's AI wanting to make my life easier. If only I will sell my soul. And I say, hell no. I'm going to walk barefoot through Walden Pond. I'm going to feel the still waters cold and flow. So it's coming from where I'm at. man, forget your blood. And she said, forget your blood and bone. I'll build you a brand new home. But I said, no deal, lady. You can keep your phantom glow. I'd rather feel the dew at dawn and the hand I used to hold, but can promise me forever. But I've lived long enough to know cheaper, better, faster ain't air where real things grow. So this is the story of my humanity, man. This is what I'm trying to do. Yeah, and in fact, Jenny's kind of asking what I do. So you can use Pro Tools is what I use when I do it, and I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, I'm not making it public yet, but you can go to my Rick McCauley YouTube and sing most of these songs. This is what I'm working on right now, and I don't really want to kind of completely, open up the kimono, as they say here, right? I can go in here and I can try this again. So let's go back to what it just made. So if I take a look at my library of songs, this is the one it just made. I have no idea what this is going to be like. Let's see. Hello? Maybe I had to put some words in there. I don't know. Oh, there we go. So, this is AI slop. So this is nothing that I actually created, but you can publish it, make it public. You can upload your own audio, so you can train it on what you want. So you can play a few notes with your guitar and piano, add it in. When we create a new song, basically, what I typically do is I come in here to custom, and I'll go into ChatGPT and I'll spend a day or two, right? And then when I got the nut idea that I want to do, then I'll copy and paste it in here. Then I'll have it create a style, and I'll always tweak it because I know better than it does what kind of music. And for me, it's sort of like in alt music with blues, little mix. I love the call and response idea. In fact, here's a really cool tool for you is ask ChatGPT to put in the lyrics. So let's find something that you can see. Here's Florabella. So here's Florabella, and then here's the words. So you can have it go into Florabella. So it has, and the normal thing is verse and chorus, etc. Right? Verse 2, chorus 2, and then you've got that repeat, etc. Now in parentheses, you could actually put in here that this is a male voice singing, then a female voice, and then this is a guitar solo. So anything that you copy and paste into, let me see if I can find a better piece that I've already done this with. Let me go into my playlists. So here is my playlist. There's the Dangerous Man song. And I don't think I got this one. Let me see if I actually had this one broken down. Yeah, so there's a chorus, there's a verse. So you can actually have it go through and set up your instrumentation. So if you're careful and you direct it really well, and then the information here is male deep vocals, blues, folk art, anthemic male vocals, acoustic guitar, drums, patriotic and inspirational, and then you get Dangerous Man, which you can hear played here.
Under twilight's grin.
Oh, sorry, I played the wrong song. Here we go. Let me try that one more time. Had the wrong song loaded up. Not sure why it's not playing. Oh, here we go.
Born a responsibility, service in my veins, 65 years, walking through the sunshine and the rain. Got a heart of gold beating, humble to the core, standing up for humanity. That's what I was born for. Every single day I'm adding value to this world, especially for the broken, for the lost boy and girl. I'm a dangerous man at 65. I'm for the people, keeping hope alive, love unconditionally, but I won't back down from the greedy and the vampires trying to take this town. I'm a superhero for the beautiful souls, dangerous man
with righteous goals. Live my life like Jesus. Protection is my creed. Stand against the darkness. Plant a better seed. 7 deadly sinners. And the power-hungry few feel the weight of justice when I'm coming after you. Without permission, they just take and never give. I'll get in trouble if that's how the good must live. I'm a dangerous man at 65, fighting for the people, keeping hope alive. Love unconditional, but I won't back down from the greedy and the vampires trying to take this town. I'm a superhero for the beautiful souls. Dangerous man with righteous goals. Dangerous man.
So the beauty of this is I can publish it. I can download it. I can re-roll it again and again and again, remix it. I can cover it. I can actually put out the stems, and I'll show you that here. So that's my library here. And then if I want to create their home, and then I also have the ability to look for hooks. Hooks is a new thing where they actually create some videos for you. I can explore other people's work here. So this is everybody that's on the platform. If you're making music and you think it's sort of, you want to see what other music people are doing, you look at other people who publish their work. Right now, until I get my copyright on the songs I really care about, I don't really want to put a bunch of slop out there. For some reason, this seems to be really slow kind of rendering. I might have to see about maybe going out. So here, oh, there's the studio. So there's the song. If I go into studio, it's going to take me, hopefully. There we go. So this is actually the Dangerous Man song. So I can go here and I can solo this part, and I can just play it from here.
Love as my whip, walking through the sunshine and the rain. Got a heart of gold beating, humble to the core, standing up for humanity. That's what I was born for. Every single day I'm adding value to this world, especially for the broken, for the lost boy and girl. I'm a dangerous man at 65, fighting for the people, keeping hope alive. Love unconditional.
So you can replace each part. You can go zooming into it. I haven't spent a lot of time in here, to be honest with you. You can solo the bass part, for example, and kind of see what that's all about. I think I've got I've got 2 parts here opened up. That's the bass part. And then I can take this and I can even go further. I can go back to the song. I can re-record over a section. I can highlight a part of it. I can put on a click track. I can export this. And I can export as a multi-track. So what this does is it actually export all 8 tracks here of what I've got. And I didn't break out all the stems because it's got the backing vocals are here. And you can see that I've already done some editing in here where I can kind of figure out what part I want to take a look at. Oops, let me turn that on.
Jesus, protection is my creed. Stand against the darkness. Plan a bed.
Now, what I have typically done is gone over then to Pro Tools. I can't get there and keep the audio going, but in Pro Tools, I can take each one of these and do everything I can do in Pro Tools, which is literally everything. I could turn these drums into a MIDI track and then assign different deeper basses drums. I would also go pan left, pan right. So I've got capabilities to do all these things right here. So I've got my pan left, right, and I've got my input. So I could actually hook up my microphone, do the audio over again. There's my Shure microphone that I'm using here today. So I've got this ability to do pretty much everything. And if you want to just take a look at other people's stuff, hooks is the new thing. I haven't tried this yet. Let's see if it takes that long to do it. But you can see other people's hooks and you can kind of see what other people are doing. You can follow them, and it's a whole social media kind of networking thing. And you can explore, and there's the radio station. Oh, these are the types of words you can use. So if you want to see what a Liverpool big band sounds like, there's what it sounds like. How cool is that? Griot, UK. Cabaret, Americana.
Best friends forever in sunshine or weather.
Okay, I gotta hear Polka Emu. I mean, you can pretty much match up anything. So it's to have fun and look at other people's stuff and trending. And there's a bunch of competitions where there's real money to be gotten too. And then people can send you notification. Looks like so. Oh, there we go. So I've been following. This is Dr. Claire. Is she here with us tonight? So this is some of her music that she shared. So it's just a fun. I mean, it's what music is meant to be, right? To play and to come away with something like a great song for, to play for the other kids. So is he going to be able to take this to school and play it for other kids, the songs that you made, Brendan?
He might be. We might have like a talent show or a parents' night or something like that that we can talk about. But I think the thing is, it's for him right now, at least, is his music journey is more personal, and that he's creating songs that make him happy. And seeing him,
and man, he looked really happy when he was playing that. Oh my God, that was just. And I remember as a kid, like my mom would play Boogie Woogie on the piano, and she'd taught all of his kids how to do the left hand, the right hand, right? And I to this day, man, 66 years old, and I'm like, yeah. So, by the way, Jeannie, the Dangerous Man is not currently my voice. However, I will be doing that. That's actually what I was working on tonight before we started. So what I do is I'm going to try, and here's my goal, which is really interesting. I'm going to give once I have it copyrighted, I'm going to give all of my music up to Spotify and publish it everywhere. And then I'm going to suggest what I want to do is take all the AI out. So I will probably sing a lot of the male vocal parts because I've had some experience. I'm going to have to get my vocal chops back up, and I got to stop drinking diet soda and stuff like that because it ruins your vocal cords. Actually, I found that when I drank a beer and ran 5 miles, my voice was my peak, right? Because it had that raspy and it had that deep, it's got that thing going on, It's like, yeah, baby, that's what I'm going to write a really good song.
Hang on, Rick. Inspirations hit. Hold that thought. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
And I'm going to share Suno. And I'm going to go over here to the Create tab. And I'm going to say a country song about drinking a beer.
Oh, there you go.
And running 5 miles. And I'm just going to say, I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to hit create. And we're going to see what the song comes back with. So this is how for me, this is my creative process. This is what most people would generate would qualify as AI slop. However, a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. And if I was serious about this and I wanted to turn this into a country song, I could iterate on this and take the lyrics and use the audio editing studio, or we could just let it rip.
There you go. Wow. Okay. You had me at hello there. You had me at 5 miles per beer.
Cracked open a cold one at the break of dawn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Sun was yawning and the day rolled on. I got dirt to find. Beer in my hand and I'm feeling fine.
Yeah.
Every
so it
step
made the
I
lyrics,
take, I hear that
They
sound.
made the music.
The slosh of a can and my feet hit the ground.
Reading ahead of the chorus.
5 miles ahead, one sip at a time. Chasing the sunrise,
Okay, this is
I'm
actually
towing
pretty
the
good.
line. Sweat on my brow, but the taste feels right.
Oh man, that's a good song.
Beer in
man.
5 miles,
All right, let's go to something.
that's my morning fight.
It's my show where you created this, Brandon, and you're on the payroll, so that's my song, right? That's awesome.
Exactly. It was your inspiration.
If you were to go back, and I've done a lot of studying about this, where do great artists get their inspiration? It literally is as simple as that. For me, I literally have recursively gone into dark depression where I'm not fun to be around, I got to tell you. But it's typically after I broke up with somebody that I really cared about, or someone misunderstood me and whatever. And you kind of go to the depths of your soul and you come back with something. But even something like what you just did. So Dr. Claire and I used to get on Midjourney, and I would say something really weird, like whistling Dixie up a blind man's dress. This is one that I actually did, right, a long time ago. Whistling Dixie up a blind man's dress. I was like, that's a visual. So the way that I work is I visualize what would it be like if you whistled Dixie up so a blind man has a dress on. That's just weird. And that came from even the headless man in a topless bar. A headless man in a topless bar is a man that doesn't think, that he's in a topless bar instead of finding true love, because he can't find true love. He doesn't have the emotional fortitude to actually find a woman and spend the time to get him to love him. So he pays someone to do that. That's what the song's about. I mean, that's deep existential stuff going on in there. But it was a headline in a newspaper. So it's this sort of radical creativity. This is my new word, because I used to say mushroom trip. And then I got in front of my students and I kept saying mushroom trip. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not suggesting that you take mushrooms, really, because some of my students were like, oh, let's take some mushrooms, right? Do it right here. No. So I came up with radical creativity. And radical creativity is when and that supposedly is what LSD did. I only did hash once by accident. It was in brownies, and I ate half a thing of brownies, and that's another story for another time. But it does get to the point, which is this: if you expand your consciousness, which I think, if you have the proper relationship with AI, it can act as a mirror to expand your consciousness. So for me, my drug is AI. And I have I'm talking 3-4 hours, or I'll wake up in the middle of the night, or I wake up every morning and I write 3 incredible things. I just got done with a 4-hour thing about how photographs compress. We talked about at the beginning, how songs compress, and how smell compresses time. And here's the difference. And here's maybe where this is coming from. When you say words, and a large language model trains, it's peanut butter and jelly. It's a linear thing. A picture of peanut butter and jelly sitting on a table with grandma making it for you at lunch when you're 5 years old is a 10,000 word essay, right? And it's grounded in memory, in smell, in touch, in the music that was playing on the radio at the time, and it lasts past Alzheimer's. I mean, it's insane that that's where we compress. Our superpower is every picture that we have, that grandma fixing a peanut butter and jelly and putting in your lunch bucket. Then you got bullied by some kid who stole it from you. And then other kid gave you some carrots that you didn't really want. And all of a sudden you're off on this thing, right? So it is all that. Yeah. And so now it's learning that, well, what if I go there and I tell it my deepest, darkest secrets? I mean, even my girlfriend, I'd turn over at night and I'd start saying, I just came up with this brilliant idea. It's like, so I would literally go outside in my backyard and I would sit there for 3 hours at 4:00 in the morning and I'd write 12 songs. And I'd come in and you got to hear this. She's like, where did that come from? Well, 4 o'clock in the morning, I woke up in a fever dream. So I've always thought dreams are this. Your chemicals are all in an organized way, the way that a high school teacher does it. It's like a math teacher, right? It's very linear. And what you do is when you go to bed, those little they're structured like this, right? All of a sudden they go, whoa, and they start to drift. And then connections get made that aren't made in any other way. So you got this magical thing happening. And that's where music comes from. It comes from a headline story, a headless man in a topless bar. And then it's a dark time where I went to a strip club and I kind of enjoyed myself. And I'm like, damn, why don't I just find a new girlfriend? That other one didn't work out, but why am I feeling sad for myself? And, then I said, well, this is pretty good for now, right? It's just like, and then you start to get really deep, and that's what I do. And that's what makes me. And if any single
And
ladies
then you have a beer and go for a
available-
5-mile run, and you clear your head, and it gets
Right.
all better.
Yeah, and
So
I stopped drinking beers because, and to land the plane on this one, because I know we need to go on. I stopped drinking beers because it got in the way of true consciousness raising, because I think you have to be severely tuned in. One time on vacation, I was with a bunch of people on a trip, right? And there's 20 of them. And I kept stopping and saying, gotta take this picture, gotta take this. And then I'd come back and we'd be on the same walk through the woods or whatever. I'd come back with this amazing picture. We show slides together. Where did you shoot that? Where did you shoot that? Was my favorite thing, right? Because nobody was as aware. They would say, how can you possibly enjoy yourself if you're always looking through a camera? I says, I'm so there that I saw what you didn't. I had an existential, beautiful moment with my camera where I saw something you didn't. So it's an expansion of your consciousness to see things that others don't. And my suggestion is, it's like catching fish with your hands. The people that are really good at it will come back every time from the river. And you're like, how did you do that? How did you do that? How did you do that? And you'll feed an entire community, because that's what art is. It's about you tuning yourself so deeply into what life is that you go down to a river and you can catch fish every time. So every time I walk with a camera, if I'm intending to, I will come back with something that will make you cry, that will move you. And, maybe every once in a while we get to share it here on AI TV,
yeah,
and that's music.
To me, this song, as impromptu as it was the unlock for me, is that this is filling the gap of, like, when you said that line, like, oh, I used to, have a beer and go for a 5-mile run. Like, the first thought in my head was, that sounds like the title of a country song. And,
Right?
and like that's and I, in my head, I was like, it's going to be an upbeat song, just kind of a fun little Brad Paisley bit. And then, so I put it in, and what it did was it filled in the cracks of my brain with the missing pieces of the puzzle, to the point that I am now hearing that song. I'm like, that is a really good song. I mean, if you look at just some of the lyrics, just a little piece where the beer cools my soul, the run clears my mind, together their freedom, a rhythm I find. I'm like, I didn't write those
That's
lyrics.
it.
And
Well,
so anybody who says AI can't be creative, like, I took a whisk of an idea. Yes, I vibe coded it. Yeah, I vibe thought it. Because anybody who says AI can't be creative, I challenge you, go find a song. Go find a country song that's out there in the charts that's talking about grabbing a beer and running a 5K. Like, it doesn't happen.
Right.
That song doesn't exist, and it would never have existed for not Suno. And so, to me, that is just so incredibly satisfying, is scratching an itch that I couldn't reach.
Yeah, I mean, but how long did John Lennon sit there at a piano or whatever and to come up with lyrics? In fact, Strawberry Fields, which I did a deep dive on, was at a time where he was having a lot of difficulties. And Strawberry Fields was him remembering as a 4-year-old kid in his backyard in England, right? His mom said, let's go plant a strawberry plant. And then he went out there at 4 years old when it got big enough, and he ate it. And he was reminded how beautiful a moment that was, You know, you got to send me that song because that's actually a beautiful song. And it takes me right back to that moment. So I would run 5 miles to the warehouse where with Don Hank, God rest his soul. That's another story. The asshole song. Maybe I'll write about that again. So when I wrote all these 100 songs, my roommate at the time, we had both gotten divorced after a 5-year marriage for me, lived in Kendall at the time. That's a long story, but anyway, so then and we recorded all the music together. So I was the front for his band called Black Star. I was a singer and I wrote songs with him. So every night we would sit in the hallway and talk about man stuff, right? And we both realized we're such kind and gentle men that women took advantage of us. So I wrote a song called The Asshole Song. And the asshole song was, we were teaching each other how to be assholes so we could protect our heart. So the asshole song is about putting on your armor because you were born as a gentleman and you would not ever wrong a woman, but you've got to protect your heart because it's too tender and women will take advantage of it. That was basically that song, which is really deep. So I finished this song and I get on the phone and I hadn't talked to him in 3 years, right? And I find out he passed away. And so I found the drummer of the band, Steve, who still works for Channel 6 News, I think, or something. Anyway, he's a producer, director. He was the drummer of the band. And I said, what happened? And I couldn't forever find out what. So I literally wanted to go into the studio with him because I knew he'd done a studio with his wife. He had this beautiful love affair with this beautiful woman. And I still haven't been able to get a hold of her. But anyway, so Steve then comes back to me. This is 2 days later. After we were talking on the phone for like an hour and a half. We were planning his wake and we were trying to find his wife. And anyway, long story short, so he sends me this piece of paper, just a photograph with his phone, right? There's a song he wrote about, well, it's called Be Kind to Yourself. And he never recorded it. He played it like 2 or 3 times for Steve, and Steve had the sheet of paper, as I had a song called Going the Wrong Way Down a One-Way Street of Dreams. And it was about my future wife, who I was so in love with, but she was with another man. So I'm going the wrong way down a one-way street of dreams, past logic and reason. Everybody's screaming, what the hell are you doing, right? So I spent that time writing that song. And at the same time, he wrote this song that I never saw. And he sends me this thing. So then I copied and pasted the words directly. Just be kind to yourself. Because I was kind of in a dark place at the time. And I put it into Suno. And then I carefully crafted how his voice sounded to me. And he always played the guitar. And he was a session musician. And he had a recording studio and did all kinds of music. He made so many people's lives so beautiful. And I played it back and spent the rest of the night crying about this beautiful man that I knew. And then I wrote the asshole song and finished it because I had to laugh, man. You got to take something and make some beauty out of it because it's so. And here was this man that could have like literally gotten together session musicians, all 120 of my songs. My goal is to take all the AI out of it, to have real people make real money. And what I'm offering, and I'm still offering it, right? When I put these all out there, I'll give you 60% of all revenues of this song. Just send me 40%. You know what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to give it to people that are trying to do music bands at high schools that don't have the money. I'm going to take all the money I've made from all the beauty I've made in the world, and I want to put it out there. And I wanted to have Strawberry Fields Forever in Oxnard, California. Thought of John. Yeah. In fact, it's in my book.
Do you have the song called up on your Suno thing? Because I think that would be a beautiful way to end tonight's episode.
Yeah.
The Be Kind to Yourself, not the asshole song. I mean, you know.
Yeah. The asshole song's really good. I mean, it's really ironic and kind of funny. Let me do a search for it here real quick.
While Rick tries to find that, one thing I wanted to share is that we collaborate on some of these songs, and we have a great methodology for sharing. Suno has a great playlist methodology, but one thing you can't do is collaborate on playlists. Like I can't add a song to Rick's playlist. And I thought, you know what? That's a feature that should exist. So thanks to Lovable, which we learned about last week, I actually went to Lovable and I went to ChatGPT first. I said, okay, I want to solve this problem. I have access to Lovable. I have access to Suno. How do I marry the two? And a few minutes later, I had this. So this is Suno playlists.lovable.app or Suno-playlist.lovable.app. And what this is an area that you can log in, create a free account, and then take any of the songs that you've published on Suno and add them to a community playlist. So you can build a playlist for a wedding, or you could build a playlist for, that you and your friends are working on. And so I have my first playlist here. I was just testing this out. So we have songs that, like Cedar Point is the song that we made for our song of the summer. And then The Rainbow Windmill is a song that I made off of an inspiration of a picture that my daughter Naomi drew. Puppy Paradise was Noah's first Suno song that he did. He loves that song. He asks for that song all the time. And then what I can do is I've locked this playlist, but I can go ahead and unlock the playlist, because what I want to do is I want to add this song that Rick and I just did to the playlist. So I'm going to unlock this just to add that song, and I'm going to lock it back down. And so now if I come back to explore and go to my first playlist, I now have at the bottom Beer in a 5 Mile song, and you can listen to it here. It can be shared with the world. Now you can share it in Suno too, but if you're working on it, so anybody, if you've inspired you can go create your own community playlist. And the other one that I have here that we've started is Halloween songs. That's the Halloween effects with the dog. But so we have everything here from.
I think
I've just added Happy Pumpkins, which is Noah's new song.
Oh, nice.
But here I have. I just want to play. Did you find your song here?
I did find it. Thank you.